What is going on, crypto investors? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is July 18th of 2017. So guys, let's jump right into it. A general analysis on the market. I am in shock. Really. I did not expect what happened over the past days. I apologize. I meant to make a video on this yesterday, guys. I've just been a little bit busy. I've been working on a few projects, and just in general, I do things outside of cryptocurrencies, guys. Yep. Anyways, I gotta say, the market did what I did not expect. We got a little bit above a 15% rebound yesterday, folks. 15%. And we apparently are continuing in the green today. So, is this the rebound? Are we done with the sell-off? Now that we've smashed through the 100-day and we're continuing to higher levels after the sell-off. Guys, I can't be too confident in saying that we are done with the sell-off. Now, I'm not being a skeptic. I'm not saying, oh, no, we're stepping into a bull trap, guys. Don't buy in right now. You could start adding at these levels, in my opinion. Remember, I'm no financial advisor, just telling you in my opinion. The reason I think that it's a decent level to start maybe adding some position to your portfolio is because it's at a, if you look at it in a technical standpoint, it's at a $700 discount, which is pretty good. That being said, I wouldn't add all of your portfolio into Bitcoin right now. And the reason I'd say that is because there's kind of two ways this could happen. We could see this continue to go up. And let's say, for example, you add half your position at this price of 2,300. And then you go up, the price continues to go up, and it goes up to 2,500 and pretty much smashes the wall of doubters and fudders and says, look, Segwit's not going to have an effect on Bitcoin. We're going to 3,000. Oh, okay, you paid 200 extra for your Bitcoin. All right, it's not a big deal. You know, if you're really just adding 1 or 2 Bitcoin, it's not that much extra money, especially if you're thinking of things in the long term. Now, if you're swing trading, that's a different story. But if you're in the long term Bitcoin in the sense of potential, it's not a big deal. However, there's a second scenario. You could add half your portfolio now, and then it pulls back. This turns out to be a bull trap, and it goes to new lows, and hopefully it goes down to somewhere a little bit above 1,500, touching the 200-day. And then you get to add some really nice cheap Bitcoin and really kind of, you know, in the sense of long term, kind of hedge some of your losses on your first portion. So, anyways, here's the reason, guys, why I think we could see a turnover. Okay, I look not always at just price action. Okay, as you guys always notice in my videos, I say, "Wow, look at the volume." Look at the volume. That's really what I started with my phone there, guys. But look at the volume. And the reason I say that is because that tells you where the big movers are putting their money, okay? Now, not to say that that yesterday didn't have any good volume. That would be, I'd be lying to you. It had a decent amount of volume. It had about 40.5K. That's a lot of Bitcoin being traded, guys. Much more than most days. However, there is a little bit of a worry here that I see. If we go take a look at the two sell-off days before the pullback, which is July 14th and July 15th. The volume not only was higher on both days, but a combination of the two, if you round this off from 41.8K to 42K, and the volume from here, which is 53K, you get 95,000 in volume. That's a lot of volume on the sell side, guys. But it was all made up in one day. If you look, it literally from the open on the first day to the closing of the second day, that price action was made up with only 40.5K in volume and in one single day. On a technical standpoint, guys, now volume does not have to equally correlate. That is not a market rule. In many cases in actual equities markets, volume on the buy side can push up a price very high and have much less volume than it was on the sell side. That's the truth. That's just how markets can work sometimes. That being said, it isn't even half of the volume it took to get it on the downside. That tells me that people are paying too high of a price too quick. That means that people are literally just filling the ask price. And that sounds like to me, especially with a lower count of volume, that it's a lot of eager investors who are worried about getting in too late. And this is kind of the signs, and I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it's giving me correlations of what a bull trap acts like. You find this so commonly with bull traps because so many people fail to look at the volume and they focus on the price action solely. And price action, of course, is extremely important. That's what we use the technical indicators for. Obviously, we can tell there is some price strength confirmation getting back over the 100-day. However, the real confidence will come back when we get over the 50-day, which is sitting at 2,500. And it's been flat there for a few days, right under 2,500 to be precise. But I'm just saying, guys, be careful because this could turn over. If we go here and look on the hourly, drag it over real quick. Wow, we're actually getting a little bit of a sell candle here. Now, I'm not saying, oh, see that, guys, that means, 3%, in 1 hour, it's time to, sell, the flooders were right, I don't want to be like that, guys. I'm just saying, be careful here. Like 23.50, that's a big even. The 50 intervals, the 100 intervals, the 1,000 intervals, those really do matter, guys. And even though it's smashed through the 50 hour, even though it's smashed through the 100 hour, and even the 200 hour. It didn't even have to come back and get support at the 100 hour. It just went right through it. It just went right through, guys, and it continued to climb. If there isn't the volume to back it up, and there isn't the price stability, meaning that it can hold that level and have nice, decent, small pullbacks, then we're going to get a sell-off in it again. And this will not last for that long. Outside of that, guys, I know I talked about that for a while. I just want to let you all know with confidence that, this isn't 100% a confident move to the upside. There has been, I think, some resolutions in the SegWit movement. However, it's still not confirmed yet, guys. That's still the news. There's no confirmation on it. So we have to be a little bit skeptical here. Not think in a sense of fudding, but at the same time, we just have to be in the mindset of, look, we don't know what's going to happen, guys. No one knows what the price is going to do. So we just got to have pre-planned strategies for whatever happens. So before I go and look at some altcoins I want to talk to you guys with, I want to show you all the rebound and market cap. We've gone from 60 billion up to 84 billion. Guys, that is a pretty hefty return for literally, I guess a day and a half of price action. So yeah, good on the bulls for that. If you did buy, you made some money, nonetheless, as much as I was talking about whether or not it's a pullback or not. Good on you guys if you guys made some trades. So anyways, let's jump into the altcoins, guys, that I am watching right now for, to maybe start adding to your positions. Now, remember, guys, these are just my opinions. I'm no financial advisor. These are just things that I like on a technical standpoint in the sense of also their technology. On a technical standpoint, I like Verge because Verge has been maintaining support. Now, of course, there's some wicks parts of the some of the candles where the wicks dips below 100. However, you can obviously see that 100 Satoshis is the clear even support level for Verge, and it looks like it's starting to curve up here, and it could be a decent buy to around 150 Satoshis, in my opinion. And I think that'd probably be the limit of where I would hold it to. But I like Verge. The reason I like Verge in the sense of long-term potential is because it is focused solely on security and anonymity. And that whole sense of privacy is very big with cryptocurrencies. It was the original reason Bitcoin went up, in the sense of its privacy, encryption, untraceability. That being said, Verge really does have a sense of optimism behind it, and it's getting pretty adopted. I think anyone who does like Tor browser, stuff like that, uses Verge, and I think it's an interesting currency because of that. But nonetheless, I don't know too much about Verge in that sense. However, I've heard a lot of people are really adopting it, and it's one of those coins that don't have a limited coin capacity that still seem pretty optimistic to me. So that's Verge. I think you guys should maybe look into it and consider it. So next up, we have Ant shares. And the reason I'm on the weekly here rather than the daily, I'll go to the daily real quick to show you guys. If we look at the daily here, there hasn't been much price action yet. It bounced off 200,000 Satoshis a few days ago, and it's kind of just been holding there. We haven't gotten like a big pump in it yet. So why am I confident on it? Well, the reason why I'm confident is because of the fact that it's still maintaining pretty decent volume. We're getting about, I think it's 4 million, a little under 5 million in volume actually today. And we've been continuously getting a few million in volume each and every day, which is really good for this. Now, Ant shares, there's two fundamental reasons why I like it. First off is the fundamental standpoint. It is China's first widely adopted cryptocurrency, period. And it has a great dev team, and it has good technology behind it, and the fact that it's being adopted proves that those other two things are true in the sense of having a good team and technology. On a technical standpoint, why I'm really optimistic on Ants is if we go here to the weekly, which so many people don't use the weekly and monthly, guys. You got to use these if you're looking at this long term. Think about this in a technical standpoint. Most coins that have this dramatic of a pump up usually get pumped up with a lot of volume, and then they sell off, and they never come back. Ant shares had a pump up to 500,000 Satoshis and has been holding around the 200 to 300 Satoshi level for the past 2 weeks. Sure, that's a 50% pullback, but guys, this had a massive run up, and it's still holding. It's not completely pumping off. It's been holding its level. This is giving me vibes of being potentially, so I'm not going to say, oh, the next Ethereum or the Ethereum of China. However, I will say it's giving me really good, solid confidence vibes in the sense of price action. And the volume hasn't completely disappeared in it. Now, it's not as high as I'd want it to be, but that being said, I think what it's doing right now, and this is where you can, the reason you can expect a little bit less volume action compared to the previous weeks is that it's got to slow down. It's got to cool down a little bit. It had a fantastic run-up, and as adoption occurs, it'll slowly start to curve back up, and as it gets more media coverage and all that. So, do I think that ant shares could be a good buy for the long term? Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think it could be great. But that being said, you guys got to do your own research and check into it. I do like the fact that it is the first massively adopted Chinese currency, or at least made in China. And the reason I say that, guys, is it's just like Bitcoin. As much as you might think Bitcoin's technology is outdated, it's the first of the ball game, guys. You got to give it a sense of respect in the sense that it's probably more adopted than other cryptocurrencies comparative to it. So, anyways, let's move on to the next coin, guys. Next up, I want to talk about Stratus. Now, Stratus has gone up almost 100%. I guess at a certain price level, it reached it on the wicks, on the top part of the wicks of the candle. We saw it reaching a price level that would have been 100% return from its bottom. So Stratus has had a pretty decent rebound. However, in the long-term scale of things, it's still pretty cheap. So I don't know if I'd be putting a large position to Stratus right now. I might wait for a little bit of a pullback. However, Stratus could be good right here. So just keep an eye on it, guys. I like Stratus in the sense that it's being adopted. It's got a limited supply enough to where it's 450 per coin, and I think the volume's still maintaining pretty good on it. So keep an eye on Stratus and consider looking into it and possibly adding it to your portfolio. Next up, and second to last, is Siacoin. Siacoin is one of my favorites in the sense of technology. I like coins that utilize the technology of the blockchain, and they try to build a brand around the use of its coin. And Siacoin, if you guys don't know, I was thinking about doing an analysis video on Siacoin. It really stands out to me as the premier coin related to cloud storage through the blockchain. And basically what that means is you can use the Siacoin technology, and you can agree to set aside some of your bandwidth and also your hard disk, your hard drive disk storage space, so people can store things on your computer. And it works like an integral network of cloud storage. And you pay Siacoin to allow people to do it. And the rates are much cheaper than the cloud storage industry, meaning that I really think this is going to leave a dent in the long term on a fundamental standpoint. That being said, in the short term, what really makes me attracted to this is its technical standpoint in the sense of price action. And you can see that the volume's still maintaining relatively well after a big sell-off period and stuff. The thing that really makes it stand out to me is before the big pump it had and everything like that, we had a price support level around 300 Satoshis. That was pretty clear. And then we had the ramp up. And then we had, our pullback we had with pretty much all altcoins. And look where it's holding, briefly. 300 Satoshis. I think that what we could see is if it gets above this level, we could start to see a really solid uptrend return back to Siacoin, which could make it a good holding. So keep your eye on Siacoin, guys. I like this for the long term. I think this could be one of the next billion-dollar coins, in my opinion, on a fundamental standpoint. But guys, you got to do your own research, look into it. Really try messing with the technology too. It's interesting. Siacoin is a really cool platform, in my opinion. So I really recommend you guys go check it out. And the last one I want to show you guys, I just realized you guys probably can't see all the names on the screen. This is Golem, and Golem I like. Pretty much, not much in the. I'm not really supporting in the technical the fundamental standpoint. I don't really know much about Golem in the sense of its technology. I've heard it's pretty good. It's got a decent valuation, and I like the sense that it's still maintaining good volume. The one thing that I like about it most is its technical standpoint right now. If we see here, the support before the uptrend was here at 10,000 Satoshis, and look where it double bottomed. 10,000 Satoshis. and it looks like it's going to start curving to the upside. I'm up a little bit on this position right now. I did a small trade on this to swing towards around, I'm hoping to get somewhere around 13,000 Satoshis. My level's around there. So I can hopefully, I didn't see any major, big sell walls on it at the time period, so I'm just hopefully going to make a nice little swing trade on it. Not really in it for the long term, guys, but I think that this looks pretty good on a technical standpoint for a good rebound after the bounce off the bottom and then a pullback and then support at the same level. So anyways, guys, that's me ranting about some altcoins and the overall cryptocurrency market, guys. I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you have any coins or news that you guys want me to cover, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below. I will be happy to cover it for you guys. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. We got more content coming. And outside of that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.